What up, everyone? So I'm back after a little break. Things got kind of hectic with the holidays, so as per usual, I've fallen behind on boxes. No surprise, right? So, I picked kind of a bad month to fall behind on because the month of November is the biggest month I've ever had. I've gotten more boxes this month than any other month. And there's a bunch of new boxes. So, I'm going to try really hard. I'm going to work my ass off to try and get through these videos and get through these boxes and try and move on to December because I hate being behind, but it always seems to be the case. But I'm going to try out some new things this month and hopefully that'll keep it moving along. But anyway, we're going to shoot through these videos and try and keep them short just to kind of get through them and do some quick reviews on them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this time around we got Geek Fuel. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep this box around much longer, but let's take a look at this month and you guys can judge for yourself and let me know what you guys thought. So, first off we got a t-shirt. No surprise at all. Let's take a look at what we got. So yeah, it's a Star Wars shirt and obviously very fitting. You're going to see a lot of Star Wars stuff in November and December just because the movie's coming out. So it's fitting, but you're just going to see a lot of it. So no surprise there. And it's just basically, it looks like, I don't know what you call it, like the toys you built yourself, like that were from like the 90s and things like that. I've seen lots of shirts like this, but it's basically just the parts to like an X-Wing. So yeah, that's really cool. It's on the heavy cotton, the Gildan heavy cotton, so the fit on it's not super great, but you know, it's okay. Usually when shirts are gray, they are a little softer and they fit a little bit nicer, so. And I like the design, I think it's cool, and I think most people will like it, and it's a pretty funny joke, and you could definitely wear it to the premiere if you wanted to. So, I'm going to give this shirt a 7 out of 10. I think it's good, and I think most people will like it. Obviously, the fit and quality of it's not perfect or anything, but yeah, I think it's a really good shirt, and most people would enjoy it. So there we go. Next, we got some salt and pepper shakers. So you guys may recognize this because this has shown up in a box before. This showed up in, it was either Nerd Block or Arcade Block a very long time ago, almost a year ago, like when I first started the channel. So I'm not gonna like take away points for that necessarily. Like I usually don't like it when items are duplicated between boxes, but you know, it's been far enough away to I don't think anyone else got the duplicate item, so I think it's okay since there's such like a big distance between when this first showed up and now. But either way, I think it's a cool item. Salt and pepper shakers are useful, but even if you're not going to use it for that, these are still just cool little figures to just put on a shelf. So that's why I always thought it was a good item, and I think that's a decent choice. I'm not sure why there was a duplicate item. I'm not sure where they got it from, or if there was some kind of discount they got. I'm not sure why it's duplicated. Could just be a total coincidence. But either way, hopefully you didn't get this before and you can enjoy this item. Next, we got a deck of cards. Now these are just like standard playing cards, and these are Ghostbusters playing cards. So when the camera focuses, you can see this actually has a really cool design. Like normally I don't really care much for just a plain deck of cards, but I haven't opened them up, but I just looked on the design on the package, and it's really cool. I really like the design of it. I really like how they designed the characters. So this is just for, I think, the 30th anniversary, yeah, of Ghostbusters. So at the end of the day, it's just a deck of playing cards, so nothing super special, but they do look really cool. It's always nice to have them with the cool design on them. So that's cool and useful. Everyone can use a deck of cards at some point or another, so that works out well. Next, we got, as per usual, a game code. And they actually came with something. So this is a game code for DG2. And basically, this came with a manual. This is how video games are made. And this is just like, not a manual, but like kind of like, I guess like a little documentary booklet. Can't think of the word because I'm retarded right now. But basically it just goes through the steps of how a video game is made, which is pretty interesting. There's not a lot of pictures or anything in here. It's mostly just like words there, so you know, I skim through it. It's not like amazingly interesting, but I always like it when they give something with the game code. I've never been a big fan when they just put a game code, but they're pretty good about putting like a figure or a keychain or something to go along with it. So there's at least something like, if you don't end up using the game code, at least you have something. And this says it has a $15 value, but that's always debatable. We'll talk about that when we talk about the value. So, got a little booklet here, and a game code. Then, we got a poster. And I'll do my best to show it. And this is from Fallout. Let's see if you can see it. Scan up. So yeah, the quality on this poster is nice. They're always pretty good about putting on like thick cardstock, and it always arrives like a little bit damaged, like there's some creases on here. But you know, whatever. I'm always never a big fan of this style of poster. I kind of hope that the boxes all move towards like the print style, like Nerd Block has done, where it's like a thick cardstock and it just lays flat in the box. Also like Comic-Con box does. I think that's what people like a little bit more. This style of poster, it's too easily damaged, and it's usually not that great of quality. This one's decent, but you know, I'm just never a big fan of like the bigger posters. I like more the cardstock ones. So, but it's still a cool poster regardless. So there's that. Then our last items, just some filler stuff here. So we got a sticker from the new Hunger Games movie. Nothing real special about that. And then we got a little badge. This is like a little replica of a badge from, I believe it's Fallout as well. My camera's focusing on it. Come on, there we go. So yeah, this is just a badge from, what is it, Vault-Tec, which is from, I'm pretty sure it's from Fallout, if I'm not mistaken. So, and again, nothing really special about it. It's just kind of like a little replica. It's just a little card. So this is just filler, not really worth much or anything, but just thought I'd mention it. So, like I said, keeping this short and sweet. So that was all the items in the box. Let's go back through the box, talk about some value, and give this a rating. First, the t-shirt. So like I said, 7 out of 10. I think it was a good design. I think most people would enjoy it, and it's relevant considering the new movie. So this will get the standard $12 to $15 value on the shirt. Nothing special there. The Pac-Man salt shakers. About the same thing, around $12 to $15. So these are somewhat specialty, and they do come in like a nice packaging, so they don't look cheaply made at all. And they would run around $12 to $15. If you were to purchase them like in a comic store as a collectible, someone might charge a little more than that. But as just salt and pepper shakers, around $12 to $15. You can usually find them online for, again, around that price, give or take. So $12 to $15, I think, is fair. The cards. So these are a little more special than just your average deck of cards. Not much, but a little bit. It celebrates the 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters, but they actually have some really cool artwork on here. So they actually took the time to put some really nice artwork on these cards. So that does bring up the value a little bit. It makes them somewhat collectible. So the value on that's going to be about $8 to $10, and that's usually what they're going for online. That's probably the cheapest you'd be able to find them for, because they are actually very nice. But you know, at the end of the day, they're still just playing cards. But around $8 to $10 is what those are going for. Then, the Fallout poster. So there's nothing special about it. It's not, like I said, not signed or numbered, and there's no famous artist tied to it or anything like that. But things like this, they're basically just valued at what it costs to print it. Like I always say, it's just the value to print a poster like this, because there's nothing to stop you from making your own like this and printing it out, which would be about $2 to $3 on this kind of cardstock of this size is what it would cost to be printed. So yeah, that's pretty much all you can say about that. Then we got our filler stuff. So just the badge and the sticker. There's these are obviously, this replica is just a very simple card. It would not cost pretty much anything to make this. Same with the stickers. So collectively, for the pair of these, I'm going to put like $1 or $2 value on it. I honestly couldn't see this badge selling for pretty much anything. This just kind of seems like something that a company would give out for free for advertisement. Same with the stickers. So collectively, like $1 or $2 for these two. So nothing special about it. Then the game code. This is always hard to give value on, and this is where you as the viewer will kind of have to put your own opinion in on it for yourself. Because like I've always said, this channel is about helping you find the best box. It's not about me giving my opinion. It's just helping you to discover what might work for you. So this is where you'll have to decide your value on this. But basically the range on this would be $0 to $15, because the full value on the code is $15. But it's very difficult to give it that value, because first of all, it's only worth that if you use it. And not to say that you wouldn't use it, but you know, you might not have time to play every single game code that comes in. Or if you do play it and it's not a good game, then it's like, well, was it really worth that? Because you wouldn't have purchased it on your own. So it's very debatable if it's worth the actual price that they say on there. On top of the fact that Steam game codes are very rarely ever purchased at full price. There are constantly sales from Steam, or like group discounts, or all kinds of things like that. So game codes, like, it's very rare that you have to pay full price. There's always some kind of deal going on. So again, valuing it at the full 15 is still very debatable. So what exactly it would be worth to you is kind of up to you, but if you don't use it or didn't like it, then it's technically not worth anything because this is just a pamphlet. So somewhere between 0 to 15. But that's why it's always this box has such a high range, because it's up to you, the individual, to decide how much this would kind of be worth to you, and again, if you use it or not. But obviously, if you've been subscribing to Geek Fuel, then you know about the game codes and you know they're coming in there, and they do let you know that. But anyway, high range on that. So that brings our value on the low end of 35 and on the high end of 60. So like I said, a wide range because that game code has a very wide range of dollar value on it. But in my honest opinion, I would value this box on the lower end closer to $35. I probably wouldn't value it closer to 60 just because of the things that were in here that's really putting it on the high end of the market, and I don't think I'd pay that much for any of those items. So probably closer to the 35 range. So not quite double in that sense, but, you know, close enough to it where you got a decent amount of value. But to be perfectly honest, you know, I wasn't really impressed by anything in this box, and that's kind of how it's been most of the time with Geek Fuel. They've gotten a few exclusive comics, which has been really good, but other than that, that's usually the only thing I like from this box. I don't usually use the game code because I'm not a PC gamer, and I know you can do it on Mac as well, but sometimes Steam game codes don't work on Mac, sometimes they're just PC, but I'm just not that into it. But that's just me. That's just me giving my opinion. So that's why I said I'm probably not going to keep this box around. It just hasn't been that great lately. The value's decent, but it's just never blown me away. I'm never super excited to get this box. I think it's a good company, and if you're into gaming, Steam gaming, then I say it's all for it. But for those reasons, I'm only going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. Like I said with the sci-fi box, I'm going to go on a stricter grading scale now because boxes are getting better and better, so I kind of have to adjust my grading scale to accommodate that because they were all getting good, so I need to be a little harsher on my grading. And I hear that in the comments all the time that I'm too generous with my value, so I'm going to give it a 6.5. I think it was okay, but nothing in here was super special, and nothing in here was very exclusive, so I think if you got it, you'd enjoy it, you got your money's worth, but I don't think most people would go out of their way to get this box. So that's my opinion on this. So I think I'm probably going to cancel this one because I think I got 20 boxes this month, maybe more than that. So I think it's time to, you know, cycle them out and things like that. So even though I'm canceling, it'll probably stick around for a month or two after because I've already been charged so many months in advance. But anyway, this has been Geek Fuel. Again, keeping this review nice and short. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Thank you all for watching. 6.5 out of 10 on the box, 7 out of 10 on the shirt. See you guys in the next video. Love you all. Peace.